Hey folks, Kevin and Thea here.
Hi guys, how you doing?
So it is January 18th, 2024, and about 1 month ago we posted video on our GE one and done washer and dryer. And I mentioned at that time I was going to hook up a kilowatt meter to the washer and dryer unit, the single unit, to determine how much electricity it actually uses, and we've done that. But before we get to that, what do you think of your washer dryer combo unit?
I'm very happy with it. I really like that I don't have the time to come back to take the things out of the washer and put it in the dryer. And it gives me so much more space in that room. So I don't have any complaints about it, and I'm happy to do less of laundry.
Do you want to talk about your settings that you've been using with it?
Yeah, pretty much I use either normal, which is clothes type stuff, like stuff we wear. I've also used, like when we did the heavy comforter and all, the bulky, and towels. I've used those. So those are the three main settings that I've used. On the right side, you have settings like, do you want it to automatically fill the detergent? I just do that, then I don't have to worry about picking up the jar into the cabinet and putting it in.
So you use the automatic?
All the time.
Yep.
Yep, all the time. Every once in a while, I'll go ahead and use a pre-wash or an extra rinse, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It reminds you when it's time to do, what do they call it? They had two different names for it. It's when they do a special cleaning, of it, no clothes or anything in there. So I did that. It told me, well, you did 40 loads of wash, so it's now time to do that cycle.
Yeah, so it's sort of a cleaning cycle or a maintenance cycle that it runs without clothes in it.
Right. So so that was good. I just got a email today from them that it's time they have an upload. You just can't do it when the machine's going.
A firmware update for the unit. Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of nice, that you get that and all. So if I had to do it again, I would definitely go out and buy this machine.
Yep. So that's good. So I did get a question about whether the amount of vibration or noise or rattling with the machine, if there would be, if it would make any difference if there was the 7-inch riser, which with our other washer and dryer unit, we had a riser that had drawers that you'd pull the drawer out, and they were real handy and all. This riser is only 7 inches tall, and I think it's just to make it more of a comfortable height to work with the unit. And we had it installed at the time that the gentleman came and installed it in our bathroom or laundry area. And so I don't know that it would make a difference. I can't say. The only thing that I would say that I noticed different about this washer dryer unit is that the valve for turning on and turning off the water does a little bit like a water hammer, zoom, zoom sound that from the water being cut off abruptly or turned on abruptly. That's the only thing that I would say that I'm ever aware of the noise with it at all. As a dryer, when it's running the dryer cycle, I think it's quieter than our dryer, our dryer from our washer dryer units that were separate, and we still have those. They're out in our work area. I haven't hooked them up yet, and we'll use those for backup in case something happens with this and we need to order a part for a while, and it takes a while to get the part in. And this is just to review, there are a couple of videos on this with us doing the introduction to this one and done GE unit, and it is a heat pump technology, so it's just hooked up to 120 volt, a standard wall outlet, and it doesn't require the 220 volt or 240 volt hookup for an electric dryer that we've had for many years. That's what we've used. and it doesn't, and it's ventless, so it doesn't require an exhaust vent going outside, which is really nice. And Thea did show the brush that we planned on using, which is the same that would be like a brush to clean under an air conditioner or under your refrigerator, the coils under your refrigerator to collect that little bit of dust, so that it doesn't decrease the efficiency of your refrigerator or your air conditioner unit. And since then, we got out my DeWalt battery operated vacuum cleaner. It's a small one, and I'll do a video on that at some point in time. And we have a long extension, so you've been using that. So how has that worked out?
I've been using that. Yeah, that works really good. And it also, when you pull the screen out, it really sucks the stuff up. So I like using that a lot. But once in a while, probably every other time, I will get the little brush out and reach back just to see if there's anything that's left that I can't get, with the extension on that. And sometimes I'll just get tiny little, particles.
Yep. Okay. So far, we both like it. Thea's the one who actually uses it, and Thea had her app out today to give it. So, as I mentioned, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the efficiency of the unit, how much energy it's actually using to do the loads. And the one thing I would say I wish that it did have is the ability to have two different smartphones be synchronized with the GE One and Done, where I installed it on mine, but it had to get uninstalled for it to work on Thea's phone, and she's the one who does the laundry, so she's the one who looks at the phone and says, oh, it's got a few more minutes before this load is done or whatever. So I did install a kilowatt meter, and what a kilowatt meter is, it is a plug that plugs into your receptacle on your wall, your 120 or 110 outlet on your wall, and then you plug whatever electrical appliance that's also 110 or 120, and you plug that into the unit, and that will measure how many times the unit has been used during the time period that you start using it, how many kilowatt hours of energy are being used each time or cumulatively, and it'll give you the volts that it's operating at, so it's 120 volts and all. And I can't remember the date. I think it was 1 month ago or 1 month and 1 day. It was 32 days ago. I've got it written down here. 32 days ago that we plugged in the kilowatt unit. Now, in total, the unit has done 60 cycles, 2 of which probably were the initial cycle that it cleans out anything that might have been left in it from the factory if they put an antifreeze in it, because these units get put into warehouses or they coat the material, I don't know. But you run a cycle one time, and Thea has run one cycle, just a regular maintenance cycle as well. So 58 loads, we have done 58 loads of laundry with the unit so far. 50 of the units were done over the last 32 days. And actually on the phone app, it shows every day, so you can go through it. Oh, I did 4 loads this day, I did 1 load, I skipped a day, I did 2 loads, I did 1, so you can look at each date how many loads you did. And cumulative hours over those 32 days of running the washer dryer unit was 772 hours, running 50 loads during that time period, and 1 extra cycle. So it was actually a full cycle, so it'd be like 51 cycles. But if we just look at the number of loads that's being, and here in our area in central New York, the kilowatts that you're charged is 17 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's the charge per kilowatt hour here. we're fortunate since we have solar panels and we're still grid tied, but we have net metering, so it doesn't cost when we produce more energy than what we use, so it doesn't actually cost us 17 cents. But if you were to live in this area, and it would be 17 cents per kilowatt hour, and there were 69 kilowatt hours over the last 32 days, that would average out to be $11.73 per month, or per load, 23.4 cents per washer and dryer load for it to run. So I think that's much less expensive. Now, this is all hindsight. I never really measured, how many kilowatt hours were being consumed with the washer and dryer unit that we used before. I just never thought about that. But this is definitely a fraction of what we used to consume doing the same number of loads. So, you have any other thoughts on that?
No, I just like the app. It's nice to get updates or be told that the automatic soap dispenser is getting low, consider filling it, those type of things. So, and being notified that, well, just look at your phone, you have 32 minutes before it's done, So all those little gadgets are kind of cool, besides just having your clothes washed.
And as far as the quality that when you get it out of there, the moisture still retaining in it, what do you think about?
No, you just flip the shirt and the towel and it's really dry.
So it's still very as efficient as the old washer and dryer unit. So that's good. I'm just going to look real quick on the screen behind the camera here to see. Oh, someone did comment saying, geez, probably made in China. And yes, if you look around your home and you look at all the different appliances, from televisions, your smartphone, your stereo system, if you have the Amazon Echo, or your watches, this day and age, most things are not made in the United States. They may, like Ford just did a big commercial recently, like we're Tesla owners and investors, and Tesla, it makes the most, it's the most American-made product. But like Ford put out a commercial recently talking about how it was assembled in here, but the seats weren't made in the United States. The motor was made, but just about everything else, a large proportion, all the electronics were made outside of the United States, and that's one of the big changes that's happening here in the States now with the current bills to try and get more things made in the United States, so we're not dependent on other countries. But
and you think like GE has been here forever in America, and maybe it is GE decided they can make more money if they have it assembled out of the country, and if it happens to be China. But you think GE, you think that's American.
Yeah, and I think GE makes some pretty good products. You're going to get another question I got was, or comment that I got was, sounds good, but they had a real bad experience with a GE product. And I'm not a big GE fan. I would say that one of the things that I liked about GE for many years, they were always trying to be on the forefront of technology. Years ago, they were the ones that came out with some of the first smart home technology. I still have 2 of their smart home panels, and that was, the technology in it now is really outdated, but it was really, really amazing what they came up with at that point in time. And so I think GE makes good products. I know that I've had we ordered a range from LG, and when it came, the whole surface was always on. You could not turn it off, and it's just a manufacturing defect. But the thing that made it difficult for me was when we tried to contact customer support at LG. we got nowhere because they needed the model number, and I'm sorry, they needed the serial number, and there was no serial number. I videoed the whole thing. I had the people on the phone for quite some time, and someone evidently forgot to put the stamp with the serial number on it so that they couldn't help. Fortunately, I was able to return it, and we just repaired our electric range that we had. But you can get, any electronic or appliance can have bad components, and that's why I think it's really wise to learn as much about them as possible. Like, I don't know how many times we've repaired our refrigerator with different components. The washer and dryer, I made videos about repairing those.
And what's that, Samsung? The refrigerator?
It may be, I can't remember.
I think it is.
Yeah. And it's a good refrigerator. It works very well. And we have multiple large freezers that we store a lot of our food in, and everything from Frigidaire. But the truth is, just because there's a brand name on it doesn't really tell you where those components are being made from. But as I've gone through and I've done the repairs on so many of the different appliances, so many of them use the same exact part for whether it's a Frigidaire or a GE or an LG.
Yep.
So that's just one of the things to be aware of, that it's not like the old Maytag commercials that were here years and years ago. And I can't think of any other questions right now that I had that I haven't answered. We both like this so far. I like that it's efficient, but it takes up less space. You don't have to switch in between the load. Physically take the material the clothes out of the washing machine and put them into the dryer and all. I like those two things a lot, but I really like the energy efficiency, and I really like it being a ventless system as well. So those are all things. That heat pump technology, that's going to change over the next 20 years from now. People will say, you don't have heat pumps in your house? Or it'd be an oddity, I think, anyways. So I think that's about it. You have anything else to say?
I think we're good.
All right.
Matter of fact, it's almost time for me to get that load out.
That's right. All right. Thanks so much for watching, folks. We really appreciate it. I hope everybody stays safe and take good care of yourselves.
Take care. Keep smiling, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye now.